Look how far we've come, all the things we've done. Did it all with love, beauty from the bottom up. All I want is you, you're my favorite view. But there's nothing new, girl, you make my heart beat.
Welcome back, family. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome back, you beautiful creatures.
We are here. Almost took the day off.
Almost took the day off.
Today we're going to be recording episode 30 of season 3. We'll probably interact with a little bit for the chat. For those of you who don't know, we do record our episodes live in front of our Patreon audience. Bane's about to lose his lobster, everyone, because he's being very loud with it.
He's like a teething baby.
He is a giant baby. He's a 100-pound toddler.
Yeah.
So housekeeping, we have a couple things that we want to get into before we get into the thank you email and actually start reading for the episode. First things first, we still have a couple retreats going. By the time this episode goes live, it'll be July. So the Cape Coral, Florida couples retreat will already have been come and gone. However, as of right now, there's still a slot available for the North Carolina retreat. It may not be by the time this airs. I don't know, but there's one space left available for North Carolina. It's in August. I can't remember the dates. You can find it on tobebetter.com. We have Greece happening in May of 2026. That trip has been confirmed. There's already 8 people going, which means the trip is definitely happening.
Yes.
I know for a fact that at least 2 more people are going to be booking, possibly 4, because I think Jay and Krista might try to go. So if that's the case, we'll be closer to 12. So that'll be a really good time. If you guys want to go to Greece with us, I highly, highly recommend that you check that out. Danny Kane said, "Oh damn, only one spot." Well, it's one room. So if you want to go to North Carolina with your partner, it's you get to share a room with your partner. It's $2,000 to go. That covers the weekend. It covers most of the food. There will be a big dinner on Friday, a breakfast Saturday, and finger foods all Saturday, and then Sunday there will be a mini boudoir shoot with Buff Bell and her husband. If you guys want to do that, continuing with the housekeeping, I got my book edited and back yesterday. So my next book is called You Are Not Broken. Will be dropping on August 15th on Amazon, and I should have signed copies on the website at that point. And then you wanted to talk about your new tier on Patreon.
So I have created a new tier on Patreon for my ladies. I have the Women's Thrive group, which is the lowest tier. I have the Sacred Sisterhood, which is the medium tier. And now I have a new top tier called the Awakened Women. This group includes everything that the Sacred Sisterhood group has, along with bi-weekly one-on-one coaching calls with myself. It is a very limited group. I have 5 spots. There's only 1 spot available. So like I said, it includes everything the Sacred Sister group has. You get into the group chats, the group calls, the weekly challenges, the book prescriptions, and you also gain bi-weekly one-on-one phone calls with myself.
Dean still hasn't made it to the airport yet.
Really?
Dude, I really hope that you're able to keep your headphones on and fucking disassociate in the airport as much as you can. I cannot imagine. We hit 2 gas stations since ceremony.
I didn't even get out of the car yesterday.
Yeah, I went in. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a fucking lot. That racetrack in Brooksville was packed. There had to have been 30 or 40 people standing in there. And then when we hit Wawa this morning, it was the same thing. Even trying to have social interaction with the lady working the counter was hard for me.
Yeah, talking to her was uncomfortable.
You could tell she hated her job.
Yeah. I felt a lot of eyes on me too going into the gas station.
Yeah.
That was intense.
Yeah, it was a lot. We'll probably be doing at some point this weekend or this weekend at some point doing a Patreon live after dark where we talk about ceremony and what all the things that went on. This weekend was a lot. It was a fucking lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was amazing, but it was.
I went through a doing combo. I looked at my husband yesterday and I was like, I'll never do this again.
And now you're thinking about it, huh?
I'm thinking about doing it again.
Yeah. Figures.
Do you guys want to see the burn marks on my arm?
Of course they do.
I'm really proud of them. Like, this is a badge of honor for myself. Look at that.
So for those of you who don't know, combo is a poison that is on the back of a frog.
It's a secretion.
A secretion, right? It's poison though to us.
Yes.
And
I felt the poison.
You get burned. They burn dots on you, and then they coat you with the poison, and then you puke and poop and pee and snot and
for about 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah. But then you feel cleansed afterwards. Like it's like a really fast detox.
Yeah. I slept the 3-hour drive home yesterday. I laid in the back of the van on the bed.
Yeah, you slept the whole ride home. And you didn't even get out at that place. We found there's a chacruna plant place in Odessa, Florida. And there's like, it had to have been 10 acres of plants.
Yeah.
But the entire thing looked like a fucking jungle. There was cappy vine growing everywhere. Like, I'm so shocked you didn't get out of the van.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I was so nauseous and raw. Like rolling from my side to my back made me feel like I was doing the most astronomical thing with my body.
It sounds like me from Friday night. I rolled over and I was like, oh God, the earth is round.
Yeah. Yeah, you did say that out loud.
It was so hard to roll over. It felt like I was rolling up a hill.
I believe it.
It was rough.
I believe it.
It was rough. How was everybody's weekend? I feel like so first of all, thank you all of you who listen to our podcast and support what we do. We both had a lot of realizations about the podcast and our community over the weekend.
Yeah.
But we are very grateful for you guys. We've said that since the beginning. But we got different insights that we didn't have previous. And we do this for you guys. Like this is not, yes, we make money doing it, but we started this to help people. And that is the hope of what we're doing, is to continue to help people grow and like spending time with people in our community and seeing their somebody looked at you on Saturday and said, I'm so grateful to be alive. And I never thought I would say that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, fuck, man.
Yes.
It was so beautiful watching you make friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a weekend.
I danced too.
You did. You moved and wove your fingers and moved your hands. You were moving energy around.
That was my dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a jump around and.
I'm glad, because it probably would have made me nauseous.
Yeah.
Watching you jump up and down and shit. Like it's too much movement. You actually got up at one point, and you getting up, I was like, oh God. Oh, don't do that.
Yeah. I went to go get up.
That was so you could dance.
Yeah. One of the women had a steel drum that she was playing on.
Called a hong drum.
A hong drum, yes. Spelled like hang.
Yep.
And she was playing, and I felt it. I was like, I need to get up and I need to move energy. Like, she's calling to me right now. And I went to go get up, and you're like, oh God, you moved. And I got nauseous, and I was like, oh, thank you for feeling that so I didn't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was told a lot this weekend that I look like a goddess.
Dean said you sang too.
I did. Oh my gosh. Did you hear me? Part of me was self-conscious. Did I sound bad?
I didn't hear you.
No?
I didn't hear you singing.
You looked at me and said, I hear you.
Then I must have heard you in the moment.
Wow.
I don't know.
Okay.
I heard you I didn't hear you near the fire. I heard you when you were on the mat.
Yeah.
That I absolutely heard, because you were sitting right next to me.
Right.
But when you
That's
were
what I'm asking about.
Yeah, that I heard. But if you were singing up near the fire pit when you were dancing, I didn't hear that.
I didn't sing.
And that's where Dean was at. So
right.
You had to have sung up there for him to hear you.
No, I don't think I did. You didn't answer my question though.
I did answer your question. I did hear you singing.
Did it sound okay?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But how could you have been singing that loud? Because it didn't sound loud next to me.
I got pretty vocal for a second there. Yeah. During the grandmother song. I don't even know how to explain it. It didn't feel like it was my vocal cords anymore.
He said he was over by Aaron and they heard you. That's fucking insane. I was so deep in the medicine, it sounded like you were barely singing.
Thank you. No, I was getting it.
There was a couple times where you're like, babe. And I was, what?
Yeah, there were times I couldn't even open my eyes. I was like, I just know he's there. And be like, hey, babe. And you didn't respond. And I was like, babe. Like, you need to hear what I'm about to say right now.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, this weekend was wild.
Yeah, that'll be a thing. That's coming, guys. We'll get into the weekend and on an after dark.
Oh my gosh, Erin, really? She said it sounded like I was right next to her.
That's because you connect. I think everybody heard everybody because we were connected the way that we were.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot. I don't.
We were a collective. We weren't a single being.
We were a fucking collective. And it's funny because Friday ceremony, everyone went through the same shit, and Saturday was the exact opposite, and everybody had the exact same experience Saturday.
Yeah.
Jay's in the chat.
Oh, speaking of Jay and his woman, Krista, they sent crystals. Aaron gave me a crystal too, but we rushed out of the house and I forgot to grab it. Carnelian, flower agate. And I don't know if Krista's listening, but the palm flower agate that she gave me, I took the ceremony with me Friday night. along with the light.
Yeah. That's funny.
This guy came out with me too.
When you started pulling your crystals out of the bag and you pulled that giant piece of rose quartz out, I was like, damn, you weren't fucking kidding.
I wasn't. I was not. That, my malachite went through it with me Friday night.
Yeah.
Every time I rolled over to purge, my hand would land on it. And I was moving them. And my hand found it every time.
It's wild.
My eyes were closed. I could not see Friday night, you guys.
I couldn't either.
My vision was not a thing. I was just a spirit experiencing a journey. I was convinced that I shit myself Friday night.
We definitely went through it. I mistook Chris's yawn for a wow face. Dude, we're tired. Last night I went back into the medicine again. I dreamt and had a lot. You woke me up and was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And you never wake me up like that unless I'm
No.
not breathing.
Yeah.
And this morning when I asked you what it was, you were like, you were crying in your sleep or something. I don't know. I don't think I was crying, but I definitely fucking had dreams of ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot. Troy's going in front of Congress today.
Yes, he is.
I'm so excited to get a report back on how that went. I
Definitely going to be praying for him.
keep waiting to hear back from him. So anything else you want to jump into before we jump into some emails?
No.
All right. For those of you who actually care about hearing about our ceremony and the things that we talk about in that, we did do a live stream for Patreon after the first ceremony, and that's still on our Patreon. So if you guys want to watch that, you can go back and watch it. And we'll be doing it again soon. This episode is a thank you email. So I keep saying for those of you who don't know, because I'm assuming that not everybody's listened to our podcast before. If this is the first time you're listening, we decided moving forward that we are going to start every single email or every episode with a thank you email to kind of set a positive tone of what we're doing with the podcast, trying to change the feel of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, hotness, do your thing.
All right. I'm writing this email to thank you both. I met my man in high school. We went to different high schools, so I believe it was an act of God that brought us together. Before I continue, I want to apologize if this email seems to jump all over the place. I have ADHD, but I will do my best to keep everything in a proper order and as smooth as possible. We both have a messy past, but we haven't let it come between us. Before I found y'all, we had a great relationship, but I was a people pleaser, especially when it came to family members. Worse if they were mine. It almost ended our relationship. We have always wanted that traditional marriage and way of life, but it didn't start off that way. We struggled to find it without locking horns. We have always had good communication because we didn't want to be like either of our parents. His parents hate each other but refuse to leave the relationship.
That's so insane to me.
Mine had a nasty divorce when I was 2.5 years old. When I found y'all's videos on TikTok, the very first video I saw was Peaches talking about being her man's piece, no matter what. No matter the family member. It struck a chord in me. I fell down the rabbit hole, so to speak. I soaked up every word and started talking to my husband about it. With him, the chivalry was amplified. An example, he stands at my back while I'm putting our beautiful children into their car seats. There are so many other examples I could go on and on. I am his piece 100%. No one is going to talk shit about him when I'm around. You cause him stress or cause him to doubt himself, you won't be invited over. His mother, his entire life, has belittled him. The first year into our marriage, we went to dinner with his family. All women with the exception of my husband. We all were having a conversation. My husband decided to say his 2 cents on whatever it was we were talking about. What happened next, I think I will regret forever. His mother turned to him and said, insert husband's name, the women are talking.
What?
I said nothing. We have persevered, and our love has grown and continues to grow. He will defend me, and I will defend him, no matter who it is, including family. I no longer let my mother-in-law belittle my husband or anyone else for that matter.
That's one of those things that will keep her up at night for the rest of her life. I should have said something. I should have stepped in and said something. I should not have let that go unchecked.
My instant reaction is to hit him with "excuse you."
Yeah.
One, that catches people off guard because it's not aggressive. And it makes them think about what they just said. And now you're going to have to explain it in front of everybody.
People are absolutely loving your earrings. I've seen probably 7 or 8 comments in the chat about your earrings.
Thank you. I got a lot of jewelry this weekend.
Got some more when we got home. I ordered you some more.
Yes, I'm so excited. A lot of it came from the Hunikuan tribe. And then Syl was talking about another one. I cannot remember the name of the tribe. It's a lot harder to pronounce. But I got some really massive long beaded necklaces. I was going to wear one today, but I felt like it was too much with my long earrings.
Yeah.
So I put on these guys instead.
I forgot my necklace. I don't feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it definitely felt clean yesterday, but I'm still not ready to wear it like that.
I get that.
I really thought the thing was going to break.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to. That's a whole last conversation for the live stream too.
I believe it.
I wonder if Dean said he regrets not getting a necklace.
You'll get it again next time, brother.
Jenna said that I love that Syl was there. Syl is the facilitator.
She is.
She is like hand in hand with the tribe.
Main medicine woman.
Right.
I adore her.
She's a beautiful soul.
Yeah, thinking about her makes me want to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that she's able to forgive herself for not letting that go. Like not stepping in and saying something because it happened. Like you can't change it. And holding on to that forever is going to just hurt you.
A learning lesson. Right.
But now that you know how you feel because of it, you know not to do that again. And you know that if there's ever going to be a moment where you have the opportunity to step up and defend your husband, you will. That's the life lesson, you know?
It's part of being human. As my husband told our son the other night, erasers were invented for a reason.
Yeah, because they know we're going to make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I also think it's important for people to remember that you can't learn from somebody else's mistakes. Like our podcast is us trying to help people and like we can give advice so that people have a roadmap of how to move forward in the event that they find themselves in these situations. But until you're in a situation, you have no idea how you're going to handle it. And you're probably going to handle it wrong, even with the information that you have. And you're going to have to go back and go, okay, new roadmap. That was not the move, right?
Sorry if I see out of it, guys. Seem out of it. My body went through a lot yesterday.
Yeah.
Everything hurts. I was writing in my journal earlier and it felt like my arm was made of lead. So I appreciate the grace that you're going to have with me during this episode. We listened to one another a lot better than before. Like I said, we had good communication, but now it's 100 times better. We don't just talk to each other, we communicate. My husband loves to cook. It's one of his love languages. Personally, I hate cooking, but I love to bake. So he would make meals while I made the desserts. Not exactly traditional, I know, but that's what he loves.
You guys are happy. It doesn't matter.
When I think of traditional, right, there's the pink jobs and there's the blue jobs, but I traditional to me means more beyond that. It's about what your souls are doing. Mm. It's about being the protector and the peace and the guardian and the communicators and all of those kinds of things. The jobs that are divvied up are just the human forms of things.
Right. All right, guys, as you know, there was a TikTok scare. We lost the app for a whole 12 hours and we have no idea what the future of the app looks like. And with that, we are very concerned about the loss of our following. We have amassed almost 3 million followers across that platform with all 4 of our accounts. And we are trying to push people to other social media platforms so that in the event that anything happens on one app, we have multiple other backup plans. If you want to make sure that you're not missing any content, we highly recommend that you check out our Patreon.
On Patreon, we have multiple tiers to choose from. Starting at $10, you begin to receive exclusive content. At $15 a month, you get access to our private Discord server where we've amassed an absolutely amazing community of supportive people. And beyond that, we have other tiers to check out, along with my 2 private women's group, if that's something you may be interested in.
Guys, on our $15 and higher tier, you have access to live recordings. We record all of our content 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week, live in front of our Patreon audience, where they are able to chat with us while we're recording. They get to see all the flirting, the outtakes, the hot topic conversations that never actually make it on the podcast. And it's really worth that aspect in itself. We have an After Dark where we sit down usually once a week and have a glass of bourbon, or in Peach's case, a glass of wine and a bowl of cheese. And we have a whole lot of fun conversations, karaoke in the Discord. We finish the lyrics. We literally just hang out and you guys get to hang out with us. There is a host of other perks, including Zoom calls that are coming for the ultimate tier, so that if you guys are having problems, you can talk to us. It also gives you the heads up on private meet and greets, because when we travel, we try to meet up with people on our Discord on a regular basis. There's a whole slew of other perks that come through Patreon. I highly recommend that you check it out.
The best way to support what we are doing is to share the content. The second best way is to check out our Patreon. Thank you guys for being here.
It's chores.
Yeah.
When you really look at it, there are going to be things that are more suited for men and women, obviously. And that's why the pink job and blue jobs are a thing. Mm-hmm. But this whole, I understand that women are supposed to cook and clean and do all that shit according to traditional values, but It doesn't have to be that way.
Right.
If you're happy, you're happy. And if you're in a position where you can put your woman in a stay-at-home position, that's even better.
Yeah.
Especially if there's kids involved. Like that's the dream. But the division of labor is just that. It's a division of labor. When we were there, one of the guardians asked me about the salt container. And I was like, I don't know if we've got one of those. And she's like, well, it just sits on the counter. You would know. And I'm like, no, I wouldn't. I was like, I didn't know we didn't have salt shakers until like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and I was like, the kitchen speech is domain. I was like, I don't cook or clean or do anything in there. That's all her.
Yeah.
And she just looked at me and I was like, I'm very serious when I say that. That's just the way that it is in our home. We were like 5 years in before I realized we didn't have salt shakers.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yep. I will never forget that text message. Where's the salt shaker? We don't own one. Why not? Because you don't need it.
Yeah.
I season our meals to perfection.
Jenna said, I feel like your soul is 6 foot outside of you right now. Like it's in the room and communicating, but the host body is delayed and responding. That's what your tired feeling looks like to me.
Yeah, that's how it feels.
I can tell you're not all the way back is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, we are definitely tired, guys. But we wanted to get the episode in. We were going to, I canceled Voice of the Broken this week. We're going to do 2 episodes just to make sure that we're continuing because we have a lot going on. We have something planned every month for the rest of the year. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to fucking fall behind.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I can do a second episode today.
That's fine. We just pick it up on Wednesday and do 3. We don't have the kids this week. So
yeah.
Or we can come in on a day when we do the nighttime, the after dark, and do one before we do the after dark. I really don't care. I just don't want to get used to skipping because that will become habitual.
Recently, he has brought up that he's stressed out about cooking when he has to get home from a late shift at work. So I started making dinner. I feel like I have to burp. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm still purging a lot. A lot of burping, a lot of yawning is happening.
Yeah. Yawning is definitely a thing.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to keep going, but if I randomly burp, the excuse me is already there.
Yeah, you were warned.
Okay.
Premeditated, excuse me.
Yes. So he said he's been stressed out about having to cook when coming home late from work. So I started cooking dinner. The first time he came home and found dinner all ready and was waiting, he was so appreciative. All he could do to think was to drop everything and kiss me. Now he will have nights where he tells me not to make dinner because he has something in mind that he wants to do and I let him. It makes him happy. We don't have to ask each other for many things anymore. If I have reached a breaking point with our kids, he will tell me to go relax in a hot shower, cuddle up in bed, and take a long nap. One thing I would say we still both struggle with is feeling guilt about not being enough or doing enough. I am feeling guilty about being a stay-at-home mom, feeling like I am not doing enough for the household financially. He reassures me that I am where I need to be, homeschooling and raising our beautiful babies to grow into wonderful people.
Money is a tool.
Yeah.
That's it, guys. That's it. Money is a tool. It is a fucking resource that you can get more of. And if you need more money, then I can understand why that would be a problem. But if you're able to homeschool and do the home wife thing, the stay-at-home wife thing, and he's able to work and make enough meat, you don't need to worry about your finances. That's a him worry.
Yes.
And if he comes to you and is like, babe, I'm now worried about money, that's when you need to worry about it. Until then, you don't need to be thinking about your finances at all. That's not a problem for you.
Mm-hmm. I was once that woman. Once I transitioned to being a stay-at-home, I felt a lot of guilt for not bringing income anymore. And that was something that was drilled into me since I could remember. That a lot of my worth was based on what I can provide financially as a woman. I have to be able to do everything a man can do. Looking back now and reading this email, what a way to diminish what you do as a mom and a wife. Just boiling it down to, well, I'm not making any money.
Right.
You're homeschooling your children. You're taking care of the household. You're your man's peace. You're cooking meals for him now. You're doing everything in your power to be the best version of you. And you're allowing a societal guilt to weigh you down.
That societal guilt and societal pressure is a really big thing from the weekend for me. We talked a lot about creativity. We talked a lot about the podcast, guys. Like that was a huge topic this weekend. And one of the things that I wrote down in my journal, which we'll get into again on an After Dark, is that we make this for you. We're not doing this for us. Like when we started doing this, we did this to help people. And when you look at it from a creative standpoint, we are making this for you. It's no different than your kids drawing you a picture going, look, mommy, I made this for you. We made this for you, and we want you to enjoy it and gain value from it. We want to change the societal pressures that come from it. There was a moment when you were in ceremony that you said that you didn't sing because somebody told you when you were little to not quit your day job. And that was something you really enjoyed doing. And like it killed the desire to sing. And it only takes once for someone to beat that creativity out of you in a way that makes you feel like you're less than. You never want to do it again. So we're trying to change all of that.
Yeah. Continuing, he feels guilty about his work and worries his children will resent him for it. I reassure him that the children will not resent him. He still manages time with them, and they are so excited when he gets home. The first thing they do is run to the door screaming daddy with huge smiles on their faces.
It's a race to see who can hug me first when I get home.
Yeah.
She beats you out there sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I push her out of the way and be like, yeah, it sucks to suck, loser.
That's funny.
Sometimes her young, supple ankles do beat me.
That's funny.
Our son is the fastest one of all, and I'm glad when he doesn't race because then I have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fucking ran all the way down that road the other day.
I don't know what it is in him.
Wild.
He ran, oh God, for maybe 15 minutes straight. Then he came back and he was like, Mommy, I'm tired.
I need a break.
Yeah, I gave him a piggyback ride.
I'd have been like, you're the one who ran.
Yeah, and he's like, Mommy, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for this piggyback ride. I was like, you're welcome, kid, but I'm not doing this again, so don't run again. All right, continuing. I tell him the fact that he is so worried about it tells me that he is a great father to our children. Thanks to y'all, I would say we have a good hold on the traditional marriage we have always been looking for. We are stronger and more in love than ever. I would do anything for my man, and I know for a fact he'd do anything for me. He is my storm, and I am his calm. I love him so dearly. We will have been together 19 years and married 11 years in May. I could go on and on about it, but it would turn into a book. God bless you both.
That was nice.
Thank you for sharing that. That was beautiful.
It is definitely nice knowing that people are like hearing what we're saying and improving their life because of it. Be very easy for people to just get stuck and not do anything with their life because that's what is expected of them.
Yeah.
You know? All right. This is a 4-pager called The What Ifs.
My senses are so heightened right now that I can taste smells. That's usually a thing for me where I can taste smells, but it's so intense right now that I feel like I want to block all of my orifices.
So you can literally taste the rainbow.
Yeah, my eyeballs are breathing right now.
Jay said he loved our episodes on Symphony of Deconstruction.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. I was pretty nervous about that.
I still have to finish mine.
Yeah.
Tiffany, you cannot send super chats because this is a private live stream. This is just for our Patreon community. Nobody else can see it.
Bethany says, tasting smells mean your sinuses are super clear. I believe it. I vomited through my nose yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep.
She also asked if that yawning was a purge.
Yeah.
She had her first psychedelic experience over the weekend.
I love that for you.
Bubba, stop it with the toy.
Yep. So purging can look like sneezing, crying, sweating, laughing.
Yep.
Bowel movements. Friday night, my purging was like a 5-minute urination. I thought I was dying. I didn't know my body could hold this much. I'm surprised nobody came in and checked on me. Wild.
Yeah.
Snot, mucus can be a purge. Okay, getting into this one. The what ifs. Dear Chris and Peach, I have been listening to the podcast since March of 2022. I've thought about sending in an email at least a dozen times, but I've never found the right reason to. A little backstory. I, female, 24, have a 5-year-old daughter from a previous relationship, a 5-year-old bonus son, stepson, and an almost 9-month-old daughter with my husband. My husband, male, 29, and I met on Bumble in February of 2022. There it was.
Opa!
House.
House. Ooh, ooh. No, Bubba. I know. Dad got excited. You got excited. Flat.
Thank you for hyping up my burp.
Anytime.
Oh, I'm going to get back into the email. I promise. Saturday night while dancing around the fire, we were all making noises, right?
Yes.
Like shouting and whooping and whatnot. And I started going, like just getting it.
That was you, huh?
Yeah.
I thought that was Sil.
Nope, that was me.
That's funny.
Just living life. That's how I'm going to hype people up now. That energy feels so good to move that way.
Yeah, it does. There's so much power in our voice.
Yes.
That was a big thing for me this weekend too. There's probably
Yes.
4 entries in my journal about our voice. I can't wait to sit down and do that episode. And for those of you who can see Erin in the chat saying how she was in ceremony.
Yes.
Her, Dean, and Lauren have all agreed to do a Zoom call with us to talk about their experiences in the medicine. And I know a lot of you guys are excited about that because you really enjoyed ours. So
Yeah. Also, shout out to Erin. She danced with me for like 3 hours Saturday night.
you got up to dance and she was sitting there by herself, like you were up by yourself, and she's like, nope, not letting her do this by herself.
Yeah.
And jumped right back up. Dean said I had to put money on it that it was Sil. I'm telling you, I really thought it was Sil.
Wow.
That's so funny.
Oh, that makes me feel good.
All right, let's get back to it because people at this point are shutting our shit
Okay.
off.
I don't think they are. I think people are excited for us.
Yeah, probably.
Why would you speak negatively like that?
Well, because there are definitely people out there who don't want to hear about our daily banter and our nonsense. They're only here for the emails. You got to think there are people who subscribe to the channel only to try to get their email read. Like they're waiting for their shit to pop up, and once it's read, they're probably going to turn it off and not listen to us anymore.
That's probably why your email hasn't been read yet. This isn't just about you.
There you go.
We're a collective.
When you look at it as your email being sent in, it should be sent in to get help for you and others.
Right.
It changes the intent behind the email. I wonder if that would make people write more honest emails.
Maybe. We met on Bumble in February of 2022. Within the first few years together, we had been through a lot, in no particular order: custody struggles, death of grandparents on both sides, moving twice, his father passing away, estate handling drama, Disney, both with and without the kids, IKEA furniture. Oh, God. Well, that's one way to test a relationship.
Boy, is it. Boy, is it.
I love that that was included.
Well,
even just going to IKEA.
Right. Well, I wonder if she's been listening since March of 2022, so she probably heard about the fucking IKEA furniture debacle.
Yeah.
I refuse to build the shit. Yeah. Fuck IKEA furniture.
That one hit my husband on a personal level.
It did. Like, too soon.
The scab is still raw.
Every time I got to take that shit apart and do it again.
Yeah.
Every time.
And they don't come with instructions.
It does. It's just weird pictures that don't make no
Yeah.
sense.
IKEA furniture, engagement, miscarriage, pregnancy and birth of our daughter, marriage, rescuing dogs, getting chickens, rediscovering our faith, purchasing his father's home from the estate where my husband was raised,
That's cool.
refinancing said house, and much, much more. Most of which I was not expecting to experience this early in life, let alone with a wonderful husband. Throughout these years, we have continued to maintain support and remembering no matter what comes our way, it is us together as a team and we will get through it together. With all of this crazy nonsense going on in the world, we've started to discuss our wishes on the what ifs. His father passed away after 20 plus years of health struggles, just 10 months into our relationship. Seeing both his father and grandfather go through everything they did within the last few months of their lives has had a great impact on his thoughts and wishes if he were to end up in that sort of situation. If one of us were to end up as a vegetable, what is our wish? Along with topics like DNRs. Oh, my dyslexia kicked in hard. I thought I said that wrong. Ventilators, medically induced comas, and much more. These are conversations that should be had, but things that at 24 and 29 years old, most people don't discuss. After all, we are in the prime of our life. Nothing can happen to us. And although those discussions can be hard to have, I think forcing your loved ones to make those sort of life-changing decisions without any input on your end can be devastating.
I don't think that I think that it should be normalized that you're having those conversations in 24 to 29 years old. I know people who are in their late 20s who've had heart attacks.
I see people on TikTok who are in their early to mid 20s who can't leave their house for more than once a month because it raises their blood pressure and it makes them sick for weeks on end.
Right.
That's life.
Real quick, Kalindra said, how do I join the Discord? So you're obviously on the tier high enough to see the link that we posted. In order to access the Discord, you need to use a browser like Google Chrome or whatever, the Firefox or whatever, and then link Discord and Patreon through the Patreon website. Don't use the app. Once that's connected, you open the Discord app and it'll automatically have you on our server. You just agree to the rules and go.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I think that these conversations should be had.
Absolutely.
I think before you decide to get married, these conversations should be had. We've also started discussing if we want to be buried or cremated, if we want to be kept in a vase on the mantle or buried at a cemetery, or if there is something else we would rather have done. Being in your 20s and even 30s, you aren't typically thinking about after the end of life. But we have both had many friends and acquaintances from school and adult life that have already lost their lives this early for many different reasons. I already have my funeral planned out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be sent away to sea.
Can't promise that.
Why?
Because I don't know if I could let you go. I may have to keep you with me for a little while before that happens. I'm not talking about just dumping your body in the ocean.
Right.
But if we were to cremate, I'd be able to dump you when I'm ready to like let you go. I don't think that I'm going to do very well with that. If that's the thing, if you go before me, it's going to be a very, very hard time for me. So
I believe that, especially after this weekend.
Asshole. Don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Where are my tissues? There they are. Would you like a tissue?
No. Okay.
Like I mentioned earlier, I have thought about writing many times, but never had a good reason until now. I want to pause there. I don't believe in good or bad. I think you telling yourself I have to have a good reason to talk to Chris and Peaches is diminishing yourself. I'm willing to talk to a homeless person sitting outside a 7-Eleven.
Yeah, so am I.
Any reason you have to want to talk to anybody is good enough. I am in the Air National Guard. I almost autopilot Air Force. I am in the Air National Guard, planning on staying in the service for at least 20 years, and the probability of myself seeing the front lines, I would like to believe, is almost impossible. However, my husband would rather be safe than sorry and decided we needed to have another what-if conversation. He had said something along the lines of, if I were to be a POW, for those of you who don't know, that means prisoner of war, he would be here for me when I come home. But what if I am reported as MIA or KIA, missing in action or killed in action? What would my wishes be? How long would I want him to grieve for? I feel like this is a tough question to answer. When we started talking, we clicked right away. And from the outside looking in, it may seem like we were rushing things, but we were living it. Everything just felt right. So I found it difficult to say, oh, I want you to wait 2 years or 5 years or whatever because I'm gone. I'm with my Lord and Savior, so what do I care? I'm not going to be jealous or sad when I'm in heaven. I want my husband to be happy. I also acknowledge that we have 3 young children right now. I would want him to have a good mother. I would want them to have a good mother figure in life. I believe God will provide and would bring the right person in at the right time. But that seems hard to leave as instructions for a grieving person. Just trust and you'll know. I don't want the wrong person coming in and trying to take advantage of the situation. My solution to this problem, I want him to listen to this podcast.
Oh, wow.
I hope he can find a community here to help support him. I hope that he can learn information to help guide him towards a good woman who will love and support him and our kids as much, if not more, than I do. I want him to hear the conversations had, the guidance given, and the self-check-ins to ensure we are holding ourselves accountable to be better and keep growing.
I have to pause for a minute.
Okay.
Because this is heavy, and I wasn't expecting to get into all this. I got to be honest, I was expecting normal relationship shit today, and I wasn't prepared for death conversations, which is why I didn't want to do the voice of the broken. But speaking on myself in this situation, if you were to die before me and I had 20 or 30 more years here on the planet, I wouldn't be able to dedicate myself to another person because I know that I'm not going to be able to love them the way that I love you. You know what I mean? And like the reality of it is if I did that, they would be a placeholder. They would literally be somebody to just hang out with until I died. And I can do that without the romantic aspect involved. Mm-hmm. Like I could have a roommate or, property with friends living on it. There's other ways to do that. But because of the things that we went through this weekend, knowing what I know, I know that you would be waiting for me so that we could do this again. I know that we would have amnesia when we came back. We all do, but like, I wouldn't want to, I don't think I could do it. I really don't think I could do it. I think that I would just end up being fucking alone for the rest of my life.
Yeah. If I were to pass before you, you would have my blessing, but you also have your own free will and choice. I'm not going to push you to make you feel like you have to find somebody else after me because I don't think you can survive on your own. I wouldn't feel betrayed if that would be a concern, or like what we had wasn't significant to you because you were able to find somebody else.
Right. Well, it wouldn't be any of that.
Right.
I know that I'm not going to be able to dedicate myself to another human being the way that I've dedicated myself to you, and that's not fair to them.
Yeah.
You know, if say I was to die and you love me the way that you love me and you met another man, you're never going to be able to love him the way that you've loved me.
No.
And neither one of us will ever have a relationship like this ever again. Period. There's just no way. There's been too deep for that to be a thing. And that's a very egotistical thing to say, but if you've been through the things that you and I have been through together, you would understand. So you can save that shit. But like, that's really what it comes down to. So to have somebody that loves you the way that I love you, knowing that I wasn't here and you're not being able to reciprocate that, it's not fair to them.
Yeah.
So
our love is also plastered around the world.
Yeah.
It would be unfair of me to bring another man into this relationship after you passed and have that constant reminder of she will never love me the way that she loved him.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
They would be a placeholder.
Yeah.
They would be somebody to hang out with.
Exactly what it would be. I would never get married again. You will never have the title of a husband to me. Is there any advice you would have if this were to happen and he was listening in now? Thank you so much, Chris, Peach, and the Wizards too, for all that you do to put out to this community. Whether you hear from the lurkers or not, we are here and we are listening. I look forward to each new video you put out. If my husband is listening, take time, take a breath, and go do something that makes you happy. Whether you travel or take it all in, the good God has done around you, or take in all the good God has done around you. Be that the family we have made, or simply the breeze through the trees on top of our mountain. Know that I love you with my whole being, and I appreciate everything you do for our family. I am not in the mindset for this today.
Yeah, this is normal relationship shit I was here for. Was not prepared to deal with that shit today. Advice that I have is ultimately he's going to have to make this decision for himself. And even if you gave him wishes saying that you want him to wait 6 months or 6 years, the life that he lives when you're no longer a part of it is going to be his life and his decision. As Peaches said a moment ago, she would want me to move on and find happiness, but she wouldn't try to force it on me.
I want you to do what makes you happy.
Right. And that's the conversation that needs to be had. You do what makes you happy. If you want to remarry. You meet somebody in 6 weeks after I pass, it's 6 weeks after I pass.
It doesn't diminish the love that we had if that happened.
Right. That's my answer to that email. I think that's the first time we've gotten an email like that.
I want another steak today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Look at you going in hard on the red meat.
I don't know what it is, but my body is craving it.
Yeah. Probably from all that purging yesterday.
Probably.
We have all that grass-fed beef in the freezer. I think there's steaks in there.
Hey guys, little quick interruption. If you're enjoying the content, please leave a like. And also don't forget to comment. We enjoy interacting with you guys and hearing your opinions, and it helps the algorithm.
It's also free to do, and if you really want to help make sure the show continues to do, hit the subscribe button and share the content across your social medias. It costs you nothing, and it greatly helps the show.
I got it medium yesterday, so it was red and pink, and it was my soul just needed to be a carnivore.
Yeah.
All right, next email. A question about 50-50 households.
There's no such thing.
I agree with that. My boyfriend and I have been together for nearly 5 years, our entire adult lives, starting at the age of 20 and 21, now 25 and 26. We are starting to get to a point where marriage is in the near future. As a woman who lives in a 50-50 household, how can I fully submit to my future husband? I pray that you elaborate on 50-50 household because I don't believe in 50-50 household.
This is a 1-page email, so we're not getting it. We're not getting any elaboration. I think maybe let's assume this is just financially.
Okay.
There's no such thing as 50-50. You'd have to make the same amount of money.
Right.
Because if you made $100,000 a year and I made $50,000 a year and I had to pay half of your bills to keep up, I'm fucking broke after that.
Mm-hmm. My money is going to make up what you don't have for enjoyment, vacations, going shopping, fancy dinners.
Could you imagine that? Let's go to Iceland. I don't have no money. All right, well, I'm going out to then, you broke bitch.
Yeah.
That is so fucking asinine to me. 50-50 doesn't exist. That's not how that works.
Right.
If you're in a relationship and you say I do and you guys are in this life together, your money is their money.
Mm-hmm. Now let's look at it from a labor standpoint, right? Say he works and she's a stay-at-home. I view the person leaving the house and working as the bigger percentage there.
Okay.
And the reason we have children. I take care of the household. You take care of the dogs in a different sense than I do. I feed them and all those kinds of things, and you take them out.
I work them.
Yeah. They're too much for me. I ripped off a whole fingernail trying to play with them, and I don't want to hurt myself again. He hit his head on my hip yesterday, and I thought he broke it.
Yeah, he's a lot.
I'm also delicate, so I appreciate that you work them the way that you do. Me taking care of the household and cooking and being the primary caregiver for the children, it is a lot of work, yes. I would do that. Oh God, I would take care of 10 kids before I had to do what you had to do when it comes to work.
Okay, so let's add to that.
Okay.
City dwellers don't have to do what I'm about to get into, but if you live on more than an acre of land, we'll call it 5 acres or more, to be fair, and you are not well off, there's land maintenance, fences, tree clearing, mowing, all of that shit that has to get done frequently.
Yeah.
And the farm that we were just at, the work on that farm for those 2 people is a full-time job. And a 50-50 split where the woman's taking care of the inside shit and the man is working on outside of the house and bringing in the finances and still has to do all that other stuff. There's a whole lot of workload that has to go there.
Yeah.
So there is to that. And when you look at it that way, it's not 50-50.
Right.
In a city situation where dude's going to work and bringing home the money and both people are parenting and the woman is taking care of the house, that's not 50-50.
No.
Probably a little more fair.
Right.
But definitely not 50-50. And I think that also depends on his job.
I agree with that because if the person leaving the house is standing outside of the car wash and scrubbing people's windshield and their partner's staying at home and taking care of everything at home, I think the at-home person has more of a load on their plate than the windshield washer.
I actually would disagree with that.
Why?
I've done that job. And granted, this was in the 90s and technology is very different now, but we had to hand wash the car before it went through the car wash. And then there were people on the outside that had to dry it. That was a very short-lived job.
Oh, that's
for me.
not a thing now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But in that situation, I was in direct sunlight all fucking day long. And like they had to rotate people because you're standing there in the heat and you're moving constantly. It's Florida.
Yeah. That's not a thing either. At least at the car washes I've been to.
Yeah.
And this was recent, like within the last 6 months.
Okay. Well, so
they're in a shaded area. Literally all this person did was scrub my windshield, scrub the back window and.
Okay. Yeah. So then it's changed.
Yeah.
But I did that job at one point. That job sucked ass. It was a very short-lived job, but it was very hard work because it's hot as hell outside and you're not just doing the window. You got to scrub and like prep and get it ready to go through the washer.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to rephrase my statement. What's that?
I'm old.
But you're sexy. So I'm going to rephrase my statement. Majority of the time, I think the person leaving the household has the larger percentage when it comes to a pie chart of life, however you want to look at that. Now, if you're working from home while simultaneously homeschooling children, taking care of the kids, cleaning the house, you have a farm to take care of, and your man leaves the house and does construction work for 10 hours, comes back home and he does nothing at the house, I would say you have majority of it. I'm just trying to paint different pictures because people are going to get shitty in the comments about it.
Well, and let them.
Yeah.
Who cares? If people making those arguments are doing it because they feel like they need to make their argument.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in their relationship, they do work harder than their insignificant other.
Right.
Maybe not. The reality is construction workers will be working harder than most people in the house. If you look at somebody who clears land all day, for example, on an excavator, all they're doing is this.
Yeah.
It's not hard work.
With their AirPods in.
Until they have to get out and get a chainsaw and wrap chain around trees and like do the work. But that's not an everyday thing. So like that is, you know, a very real situation. So for you, like laying things out the way that you're laying out, the people who are going to argue are only doing that because they're trying to make it sound like they have a harder job than their person.
You guys are not going to give the same percentages every single day.
Nope, absolutely not.
Some days you're only going to be able to give 15% and your partner is going to have to pick up your slack. That 50-50 is bullshit. Yeah.
Cozy said insignificant other, nice. I'm glad that somebody caught that because I said it on purpose. It was intentional.
I caught that.
Yeah. Because if that's the way that you're living your life, your person is not meaningful to you. Like if you're fighting over things like this, you're not a team. Like this is somebody that you're just kind of existing with. We don't have arguments like that. We never have arguments over division of labor, ever. It's never happened. Not once have we ever had an issue in that field.
You're also willing to help me.
Right. That's teamwork.
I'm also willing to ask for help.
Right.
I don't expect you to read my mind.
You're also not trying to fight with me over my socks on the floor or how a towel is folded. Like you're grateful that I put this shit away.
All right, continuing. As a woman who lives in a 50-50 household, how can I fully submit to my future husband? I enjoy working and would like to continue to do so, but I also would like to have a somewhat traditional household. I was raised to be an independent person, but as the years have gone, I realized I don't want to be independent, but to be dependent on each other. So how can I fully submit to him while in a 50-50 household? Thank you so much for your time. Keep doing what y'all are doing. I love watching y'all and admire y'all. Also, Peaches, your style and beauty is top tier. I am so jealous of you, I swear, true goddess. Oh, thank you for that.
How can you compare submission to 50-50 because it's not the same thing.
It's not.
Submitting to me and letting me lead our house has nothing to do with the division of labor or our finances. It's giving me the ability to make final decisions and trust me when I say this is best for us.
So I'd say it fully boils down to my trust in you. Me being submissive to you looks like being non-combative or not degrading you for a decision that may not have gone the way you wanted it to.
Been really fun, sexy time.
Yeah.
The thing that I hung up on most is I was raised to be an independent person, but in the years I've realized I don't want to be independent. I want to be dependent on each other. If you want to be independent, don't get married.
Yes.
Don't get into a long-term relationship. Don't live with somebody that you're dating.
Mm-hmm.
There's no independence in that. When you move in with somebody and you are cohabiting a household and you are sleeping in the same bed, that independence is gone.
Yes.
You can still have freedom to do the things that you enjoy, but the independence leaves. You're not living as just you anymore. You've decided to live as a unit, and that teamwork has to happen.
While in the medicine, that freedom song came on. And I got up and we all danced and we were all moving. But I looked at you and I said, babe, you are my freedom.
Can you elaborate on that?
Not without crying. So no, not right now.
Can you write it down and elaborate it on the live stream?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to forget it. I wrote down what I needed to write down, but
okay. Do you have anything else on this?
I don't.
With that being said, guys, thank you for watching our podcast. We made this for you.
Yes.
And remember that you are the author of your own life.
So grab a pen.
And we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.